Note to self, make sure you have a new memory card so the other one doesn't get full up. Also note to self, make sure when you finish your first take the camera's in the right position, because you will end up sitting here like me now for our third take. Now whoever the staff is, we're going to have a reshuffle. It's funny because there's no one here now because it's just me. Yes, I'm quite tired now, but it is time. It has been one hell of a weekend, my friends, but it's Tuesday, we're nearly halfway through the week, and we are back for some important work. So, without further ado, let us report on celebrities, politics, and anything else that might be relevant before you join me here in News HQ for Mr. Hurley's Evening News. Now, hello and welcome to Mr. Hurley's Evening News, bringing you the news. I'm going to have to use a book, so you don't have to. My name is Mark Hurley, and you join me here in News Headquarters. You wouldn't be joining me anywhere else, wouldn't you? Now, I have a new waistcoat on, and it's got a collar. So I think that is prestige. Yes. As well as my waistcoat involving a brand new fabulous collar, or lapel as people like to call it, I've also got a brand new light which is kind of blinding me on top of my camera. Yes, I got this professional looking light, I don't know, look professional, I just thought, go for it. And it's kind of blinding me, I still don't know how to use it. So we're going to have to sort out the tech crew. Oh wait, there's no one here because I am the tech crew. Yes, I hope you've had a lovely weekend because I sure have. How was yours? Yes, I can't hear you either because you're behind a screen. But mention in the comments how your weekend was. But we are going to carry on. Yes, other than my light, my waistcoat with a collar, and your weekend, surprisingly, other things have happened in the world. I know, I'm surprised as well. And we're going to dive straight in and explore them. Yes, we are going to go straight to the Labour Party inside the United Kingdom. Now, Andy Berman, who is in the shadow cabinet of the United Kingdom, has said that to reach a deal within the Labour Party on Trident is almost impossible. Now, for those who are quite out of the loop of the nuclear missiles and out of the nuclear Trident loop, that's fair enough, I don't blame you. Yes, but Trident is the United Kingdom's rather large missiles that drop a rather large explosion, and they're carried by rather large submarines. Yes, the nuclear missiles, the Trident programme, is one of the lines of the British Defence. Andy Berman, who is in the shadow cabinet for the Labour Party, that's one of the many various parties in the United Kingdom, but yes, one of the main important ones, I like them, has said that it's almost impossible to actually reach a deal because the Labour leader, Jeremy Corbyn, and the shadow cabinet that he has selected mainly are very anti-Trident. The stance is very anti-Trident, and you've also seen their reactions during the Syria strikes when they were voting for them in Parliament. Yes, but you see, he's never gone back on his word, which is fair enough, but he has always been anti-Trident, he's always been against them, and so is now his shadow cabinet. Now it's causing a little bit of a divide within the Labour Party, so they're going to need to start discussing more and kind of sorting things out. But yes, the Scottish Labour Party has officially adopted the anti-Trident stance and policy for their side of the party, so we'll see what happens with them on their campaign and the Labour Party's campaign when there is an upcoming by-election, European election, just some form of election. We love elections over here, but yes, so more about that as we progress during the weeks with the very common Trident debate in the Labour Party. Let's see what you think. Andy Berman on one side is saying that in the United Kingdom it's kind of what we have as a defence, and if we get rid of it, like other countries having nuclear weapons, why should we be the exception? And on the other hand, Jeremy Corbyn, it's a lot of money, it's wasting our resources, and we don't need it. So pick an argument, or just sit in the middle like myself. But yes, it will be interesting to see how that progresses, and we will be sure to keep you posted on your Trident updates. We're going to be touching on some, it has to be touched because it's quite big news and it's going to be quite some sad news, so we're not going to be making jokes and I'm not going to be flamboyantly dancing around my desk like I usually do. But yes, no, in the southern state of Germany, in Bavaria, the state of Bavaria, there's been a quite fatal train collision. Yes, now this railway in Bavaria is a one-way one, and it's supposed to have one train going one way, and the next time that train or another train coming back the other way. Yes, but now currently what's happened is what happened this morning was something went horribly wrong, whether it was organisation or computing or just timings or something went horribly wrong. There was a major mess up there, but one train went the other way and one train was coming on the opposite direction. You can probably guess what happened, and it caused a huge fatal collision. Now this is very, very nasty to see, the rubble and the wreckage of what's left. 10 people have been reported to have been killed, and over 100 have been injured. Now a lot of people were rushed to hospital for immediate medical attention by air and by sea by small rescue boats, but we'll have to keep that posted. So from Mr. Hurley's Evening News, we will have to say our condolences to people involved and the families that had been affected. And Germany has said, the German government said, that there is going to be a huge inquiry into what on earth has happened. So yes, condolences to them. But yes, now we're going to be taking it up. We're going to try and take it up a little bit more of a notch, as I'm slowly drowning in sweat over here because of the lights and the amount of takes I've done. Yes, it is time to go to New Hampshire. New Hampshire, the ballots are ready. Boxes are prepared to be ticked next to names. The voting halls have opened and lines are forming. Yes, we are here for New Hampshire, the second round of our favourite thing, the presidential election primaries. Yes, now, democracy is going to be delivered, my friends, via a pen or a pencil. They choose how they vote, but democracy is going to be dropped through a tick or an X form. Yes. Now, let's exercise our democracy. Now, the Republicans and the Democrats are piling up here to win your bid, the American bid for president. Now, we are going to be looking at Hillary Clinton. Now, Hillary Clinton, they've said now that New Hampshire is becoming slightly unpredictable. This because of the fact that it's almost too close now. Hillary Clinton is almost getting quite unnerved by the fact that Bernie Sanders is very close behind, as we saw in Iowa. So, whether we will see, I believe Hillary Clinton is still leading in the polls, but whether we will see Bernie Sanders slowly sneaking up behind her and taking New Hampshire, that'll be interesting, because he sure well nearly did in Iowa. Now, also, Hillary Clinton has also said in a rally of hers recently that LGBTQZWXYZPF equality and rights are top of her list. Yes, now gay rights, lesbian rights, trans rights, all the rights, everyone's rights are top of her list. Now I think this is very important. I completely agree with her, because since we saw when the Supreme Court, they made it legalised same-sex marriage across the whole of the country, across the United States. Now, but we know, I'm looking at you, you know that there is still work needs to be done, because no one is perfect and we still need work to be done. I'm still personally surprised that we're still having this conversation in 2016, but we've got to, haven't we? Apparently so. But no, shout out to Hillary Clinton for doing that, and apparently they're on top of her list and she should make it happen. Bernie Sanders has not let us down though. The Burn Man himself, the Sanders King, Bernie Meister himself, even if there's not an election, he has always said that equality and rights is always on the top of his list, and he's going to be fighting for them, and he's going to be the voice. So massive shout out to him, of course, because he's still keeping it up. Now, Republicans, Donald Trump is saying that he's eyeing up a Trump victory. Now, no one is particularly too sure how this is going to go for the Republicans. Donald Trump might actually steal this away, which is still quite interesting. But something that came forward from Donald Trump, which he said, was he said that he plans to move forward for, again, LGBTQI rights. Now, I think that's coming from Donald Trump, this Mr. I don't want any Muslims in the United Kingdom, we should take the oil and just leave the Middle East to rot. I'm quite surprised by this statement, and I think Mr. Hurley's Evening News have been absolutely speechless. We haven't worked for about 4 days because of what he said, but no, we were incredibly surprised. Maybe if he's going to do something, then good for him. But yeah, no, but bearing in mind, this is coming from the man that said, I'm going to scrap Obamacare and replace it with something better. And also, not forgetting the famous line which he said, when I form my cabinet, I know many more people, and I'm going to form them with great people that you don't even know, but they're great and they're there. I don't know who he's talking about. Whether he's talking about myself or maybe a man that lives next door to me. It could be him. I don't know him, but apparently Donald Trump does. But yes, that'd be quite interesting. From Mr. Hurley's Evening News, we're kind of just asking Donald Trump, what do you mean? I don't know. But yes, now we're going to check the polls. Now, in the polls, Hillary Clinton for the Democrats, she is 50.4%. Now, this is the national polls, I will add. She is 50.4% across the whole of the country. But she is dropping. We've said it in every single episode from now on. But yes, Bernie Sanders is on 36.6%, and we said it last episode, but he is on the rise. We've seen it in Iowa, so he might just steal New Hampshire, but again, no one knows. Now we're going to go to the Republicans. Surprisingly, Donald Trump, although he's slowly dropping, is still 34.8% in the lead. Ted Cruz winning in Iowa, whether he can win or maybe come in a close second, no one knows. For New Hampshire, he's on a 18.7% nationally, and Marco Rubio again, everyone was surprised that he exceeded everyone's opinions and views in Iowa. Whether he can do that in New Hampshire and steal the win, maybe not, but I'm not sure. But yes, he is on 15.3%. He's slowly rising actually. Jeb Bush and some other people I've never heard of, they're somewhere along the line. And Rick Santorum, like we've said, he's off playing golf or having his breakfast somewhere else. But yes, now we are going to move on. It was incredibly awkward last week, and I know I felt your anger from all 10 of you. I felt your anger when Mr. Weatherman Mark himself walked out, but after hard negotiations, he is back, my friends. Yes, I promised you, he has come back. Now we're going to go to the weather room for Weatherman Mark. Are you there? Tell us what the weather is like today. Well, you know what they say, third time is definitely a charm. Hi there. I'm Weatherman Mark, and you join me here in the weather room for Mr. Hurley's Evening News Low Budget Weather Report. I have returned. I am back, my friends, and trust me, I knew that you were rallying around me. And don't worry, I am here once again, for the trod-on voice of the proletarians of the working class has stood up against the bourgeoisie oppressors of Mr. Hurley's Evening News. But we are back. And my voice has been heard, and I've got them on my strings now, for I can do exactly how I want to do it for my job. Now, let us continue. Without further ado, it is time for victory. By looking at the weather, let us carry on this important job of mine of checking out the low-budget weather report. Let us have a look. Jesus, yeah. Jesus Christ, yeah, that's definitely cold outside this evening. Yes, this evening it's incredibly cold. There is a very harsh, cold breeze, and it's dry as well, and really cold, and quite windy still from Storm Imogen. That lass is at it again. She's been working her way through the United Kingdom, but she's finally slowly easing up after the storms, rain and wind. Thank you, Imogen. But yes, so it's still very cold outside tonight, not really a clear night either, probably frostbite confirmed I would say, and definitely icy windows on cars confirmed. So make sure you have your de-icer ready tomorrow, or maybe just buy a new car or smash your windscreen in. Do whatever you want. Hell, I'm not you. Now, for your weather report, if you do not live in the United Kingdom, have no fear, my friends. Stand up and look out of your window. I'll be waiting. Have you done that? Well, there is your weather report for this evening where you are now. Tomorrow, it is Wednesday, and for Wednesday's weather report, all you need to do is wake up and look out of your window, and there is Mr. Hurley's Evening News weather report for you. That's right, I've been Mark Hurley, and you've been in the weather room. I heard someone outside, so it scared me. But other than that, back to you in the studio, Mark. Brilliant, thank you, Weatherman Mark. It sure is good to have him back. And remember to keep what he said in mind. Yes, now, before we end this episode, Kim Jong-un, the love god that he is. We said he was man of 2016. Hell, we think he's going to be man of 2017. The love god he is, the North Korean heartthrob, this renegade taking politics and global politics by storm, who's completely messing around everything. He's back and he is at it again. He has made the news. We love him here. Yes. Now apparently North Korea came forward during the weekend. They have said that they were at it again and they've launched something. Now what they said that they launched was they said that they had launched a satellite. America, Japan, South Korea and various other countries though seem to kind of beg to differ on the actual honesty and actual kind of whether it's a reliable source from what they had said. No one's really too sure. Now, they were the ones who were saying that they were going to be launching a missile within the coming weeks, and they have. This satellite or missile has been launched. It was sighted over Okinawa in northern Japan, in northern islands of Japan. Japan did not shoot it down to South Korea as discussed, but Japan has said that it was not over mainland Japan, so fair enough. But they're at it again, and also following this, I don't know what he's doing, but my God, he has our hearts on a string. Kim Jong-un himself, now the CIA spokesman for the United States, has said that he's growing ever so concerned because the plutonium that the North Koreans are creating and managing to get in their hands may actually lead to more larger nuclear weapons. Again, Mr. Hurley's Even News still thinks that they're just hydrogen tin cans dropped from a crane. Maybe with a bit more proof we might beg to differ. But yes, apparently this is due to the ridiculous amounts of plutonium they are producing and the reopening of a plutonium and a nuclear reactor that Kim Jong himself has opened. Whether he's working it himself, I'm not sure. The man works overtime, god damn it. But yes, they're at it again, so we will have to keep watch. I'm going to keep my eyes on them, and I hope you can keep yours eyes on them. But yes, we're not going to be welcoming our overlord yet. Maybe one day. Hell, watch this space. When he takes over, I might not be here, it might be him in person. Hell, Mr. Kim's Evening News, I would watch that. But yes, we will keep you posted on all the North Korean goings on. But again, like we say, when North Korea says we're going to launch a missile or we have a missile to take over the world, it's not really the biggest news or the most surprising news. If they were to say we got rid of our nuclear missiles and we're now making live audience sitcoms, again, I think the world would then be speechless. Hell, they might even be quite good at it. But yes, now last story before we move on. This is quite a touching one. Meseret Kamalchu, whose name I have absolutely slaughtered and I completely apologise, has won a case for workplace discrimination from Starbucks. Now, the Starbucks in London, where she worked at, now Meseret has dyslexia. And this caused her to make a couple of mishaps in writing, reading, and telling the time in Starbucks. Now, they've given her quite some small, very meaningless tasks and jobs. Now, she viewed this as discrimination. I think a majority of people did. But yes, being dyslexic myself, stop discriminating everyone. Not just for dyslexia, but just everything. I'll get on a rant in a minute. But yes, no, she has opened up this case in December, and finally the court showed through on her side and she won the case. Yes, she and Starbucks have formally apologised for what they had done. Starbucks being the capital of the world, you can't throw a stone anywhere without shattering a glass of a Starbucks shop. Unless they might be reinforced glass, I'm not sure. I don't really go to Starbucks. I know they like to write their names on coffee cups, but hell, I don't even know my name. I don't go there. But yes, they've officially apologised and they're putting more support in place for her. So well done to you. But yes, regarding discrimination, I'm still surprised that we are discussing discrimination now in 2016, because I just think we need to calm down. From Mr. Hurley's Even News to the world, calm down and just move on. There are better things to be doing than to moan about people we happen not to agree with. But let's just move on, and let's just move on and accept them. Yes, that has been Mr. Hurley's meaningful message of the day. But yes, it has come to that time of the evening where I've got to say, for the third time thanks to this third take lucky, we did it in one take though, thankfully. Yes, I'm going to have to say good evening and good night. Leave us a comment, a like and a big old subscribe. Do check out our Facebook page before you go, because our Facebook page is nearing 30 likes. I know people have got millions, but to be honest, 30 likes is good enough for me. But yes, do give it a like, because for all of your Mr. Hurley's Evening News and Mark Hurley news and updates, do check it out. We are keeping you posted there. It's a damn good page. It's still in the works, but it's good. And we're also on Twitter, so do find us on our socials, old boy. But other than that, do subscribe, share this video, do whatever you want to it. Just Again, don't tell me, but I will see you Thursday, where we will continue this important work of ours. Yes, I've been Mark Hurley, you have been once again in the newsroom, and you've been watching this episode. Good evening and good night from Mr. Hurley's Evening News. I will see you Thursday.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Mr. Hurley's Evening News. Thank you very much for stopping by, and remember to tune in on Monday, Wednesday, and especially for our Friday specials. Leave a like and a comment. Thank you and good night.